can't tell y'all. You tuning into the best morning show on the globe. It's Brad and Emery in the morning, y'all. LeBron or Jordan, either one when I'm performing. Crossover, buzzer beater and I'm scoring. Radham and Emery in the morning. Every play they on it. Every day I'm balling. Who's the coach? Who's the GOAT? Like Brady and Belichick, best show on the globe. And they embellish it. Y'all paying Ziffy, I'm Ken Griffey or maybe Mahomes. I stay in the zone, whether man to man or play in the zone. They can't stop me. Mayweather boxing, Curry with the shot, man. We just the best to be. Can we have our SP, please? This was meant to be. Every morning with Radham and Emery.
Yes, sir. You know the vibes. Brad Emery in the morning. Marques, Brad, Justin, Emery.
Yo. What's up, man?
Living the dream.
Big day today, man. And a big anniversary today. You want Philly?
Philly special turns 4 today.
3.
3/18, yeah. The Philly special is now a toddler.
Yes.
Wow. One of the biggest, probably the biggest play in Eagles history.
Maybe Super Bowl history.
Yeah, I was going to say maybe Super Bowl history. The Philly special.
Yes. Also, it's the 17-year anniversary of the launch of the Facebook.
Zuckerberg turned 17.
Well, no, he didn't turn 17. His company turned 17.
Yes, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. Look at these.
Yeah.
This is major anniversaries right now.
Yeah.
Facebook, which started as a college operation through campuses, has spread to a worldwide phenomenon in the past 17 years.
Yeah, man.
And ruined lives, relationships, etc.
Do you have Facebook?
No, I've never had a Facebook.
I haven't had a Facebook in like 4 years.
I never had one.
Yeah.
It was never for me. Like, because when it came out, so 17 years going back 2004, I was 24. Wasn't in college. Don't need that. And
Yeah.
like that's what the appeal was originally. It was for basically through college campuses, and like that was kind of how it got started. So like it never was something that appealed to me then. I wasn't on a college campus, so I didn't find a use for it. And then by the time it became like a mainstream thing, which is probably, I don't know, maybe 5-6 years later,
Yeah.
it was too far removed for it to even want to be a part of it.
Right.
Like I never had MySpace either. I did MySpace or Facebook. I was late to the social media game.
The main thing for Facebook I used it for was so that I could talk to my friends and like interact with them
Yeah.
that like lived far away.
Yeah.
But the thing is that after a while, I was like, you guys got my phone number.
You know what I was? I was an instant messenger guy.
Yeah, AIM.
Instant messenger was everything.
Oh, yeah.
Like legit.
You could set the away
everything.
messages
Yep,
and everything.
Yep. Everyone tried to be all slick. Like, yo, the one of my favorite away messages. Everyone had the beginning of "Live Your Life, Rihanna," T.I.'s third verse. Everyone had that as their away message for like 3 years.
I mean, I know the song. I can't think
That
of
it was
what
like
it is now.
Spirit of the hustler, swag of a college kid, articulate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Everyone had that as their away message for like 3 years. But like, yeah, that was my thing, the instant messenger. But
So yeah, man.
It's time to.
Yo, I made a move yesterday.
What's that?
Went and checked somewhere out. Beef jerky, man. So, I rolled up to Beef Jerky Outlet yesterday.
Yeah.
Okay. Up in Langhorne.
Mm-hmm.
You got to try this stuff. So, I gave you some samples yesterday. So, I came by after I left you. I called you. I was eating on the way home. I called you. I said, listen, I have to come over and give it to you right now. Because if I take this home,
it's going to be gone.
You'll never see it. You won't know anything about it. And the whole time after I left here, after sharing it with you, I was like, man, I wish I didn't share anything with him. And I wish I had all this for myself. He's lucky that I like him. So I came over, and we sampled a bunch of it. However, we specifically kept one for the show for today.
Yeah, this is supposed to be the best seller.
Yes, so this is the top dog, Chop House style prime rib from the Beef Jerky Outlet. We're gonna sample this right now.
Now I'm gonna say before we sample this, everything I had yesterday, I loved.
Yes.
Everything. Like everything was. And like, listen, you're gonna have your favorite flavors, but there was nothing bad that entered my mouth yesterday from the Beef Jerky Outlet.
Yeah.
Everything was
Like,
acceptable.
we had ranked all the different flavors we had.
Yeah.
And I said to you, I was like, this is my least favorite. But just because it's my least favorite doesn't make it bad.
Exactly.
It's just my least favorite.
Cajun
The
barbecue
Cajun
right now is
barbecue
my favorite.
that was something
That was
different.
But let's see what this is about. Here we go.
That's good.
This is delicious.
Oh, yeah. What's
I
that?
feel like I'm at a steakhouse right now.
Chop house style prime rib.
This is really good. Now, I will say, still, my favorite is Cajun barbecue.
I agree.
However,
I would eat this all day, though.
this is kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs offense. It's not if you want to score, how are you going to score?
Yeah.
Do you want Travis Kelce in a seam? Do you want a Ty Hill on a fly route? What do you want to do? Pick your poison.
Mahomes
You're going
on
to
the
score.
bootleg.
Yeah, everyone's going to score. It's just how you want to do it. Like, there's no bad flavors here. This is all delicious. Like,
These bags will not see the end of the show.
no, it will not. And then, like, I had, like, Amber came home, and I was all excited about the jerky. So I had a whole bunch of it, and I was saying she's never really had beef jerky before. So I was explaining to her, like, what it is and the flavors like that. She's like, well, do you have anything to try? I was like, no. You're about an hour and a half too late. I was like, I ate all of it. I was like, Justin and I had a beef jerky party for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, it was that was like a relay sprint of beef jerky tasting.
There was even one, I think the maple cherry. I was like, eventually I was like, I don't think I like this. And I was like, no, just kidding, I do. I really like this. This is like bacon. I don't know what I'm
I
talking
believe
about.
that was the moonshine.
Yeah, the moonshine one, yeah. Yeah, I was like, nope. This is really good.
The maple one is the one that you stuck down the bag before I was even to the car.
Yeah.
Like I left him a bag. I said, here, I have 2 of these. I left him a whole bag so he could have. Before I could even get to my car, he texted me a picture of an empty bag of jerky.
So good.
I don't care that it's 10:07 in the morning.
Well, listen, I didn't stop eating because we need to focus because I'm going to need you to hit the music.
I gotcha.
Because,
The thing is, we needed an important snack for an important conversation.
yes, because once again, the Eagles are acting wild.
Crazy out here.
I'm going to start with a question.
Okay.
Because everyone now listens to this show knows what this music means.
Yep.
They know what we're talking about. They know what's happening. Do you trust Adam Schefter? Hold that thought. Just hold on to it for a second. I have a hard time trusting Adam Schefter. I don't know what it is about him. He gives me sleazy car salesman vibes. And
Is that
there's
just
been times
now? Is that because he looks like a sleepy
yes,
car? Okay.
yes. And also, too, there have been times when he has reported something and then he's walked it back. Like he's gone on airs of local stations. He's gone national. He's reported stories and it's been like aggressive stories, like things that really got people talking. And then the next day it's kind of like, oh, whoa. I didn't say, that's not what I meant. That's not what I said. So it's kind of hard to trust someone like that.
So he does do a lot of assuming.
Right. And he'll do that stuff where he'll be like, let's just say, or listen, what would you think if he'll do that stuff and then he'll put something out there and people take it and run with it? Like he's a source to me that I'm always careful with. I'll put it that way. He's not someone like Adrian Wojnarowski to me is Bible. Like it comes out from him, that's it. It's happening. Like I don't question it at all.
I agree.
I don't put Schefter in that class at all. Schefter to me is like I'll see it and I'll be like, let's see what happens. I'm gonna see what happens with Schefter guy. I'm not a Bible guy with him. So he's now saying that Carson Wentz still wants out of here. Like Carson wants to be traded, and here's what I'm just gonna go into general manager mode because here's how I'm thinking with this whole situation with Carson Wentz when it comes to him wanting to be traded.
Okay.
I understand that's what he wants. I understand what you want, but guess what, Carson? It's not happening. I'm not trading you. Because I look at it this way. Carson is in a really bad position for his brand. If I don't give in to him and he has to stay here, he can't afford to pout. He can't afford to be a disruption behind the scenes because all of this stuff is already out about him right now anyway. So what he has to do, if the Eagles don't trade him, he has to come to camp. He has to ball out. His career is on the line. He must ball.
We've both said, though, that if it comes down to an open competition, he will win the game. He will win the competition.
I believe so. I believe so. Yeah, I think you believe. Yeah, I believe so. If he focuses and says, if he plays anywhere close to 2017 and comes back that guy, Jalen Hurts has no shot.
Yes.
He just doesn't.
Because his arm talent is matched by very few in the entire league.
Elite. I mean, it's when Carson's at his best, it's Mahomes, arm talent, Mahomes, Rodgers, Carson.
Yes.
That's the criteria. So if he comes back anywhere close to that, it's his job. Now, like I said, I'm not trading you. I sit him in the office. Listen, Carson. I know you're upset. I know things have gone crazy, but let me tell you something right now. You are not being traded from this team. That's not happening. So get that out of your head. Come to camp ready to compete. And this is why, I go back to the press conference a little bit. This is what annoyed me too about people with Sirianni. Is Sirianni told you in the first question Zach Berman gave, he gave you the answer. He said we have two great quarterbacks. What does that tell you? Competition. You don't talk about the backup quarterback unless you plan on having some sort of competition. That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a competition. So Carson needs to, if I'm his agent, I'm saying the same thing to him. I'm like, listen, bro, this is going to be a competition. You're not going anywhere. Be ready to compete. And now, and also too, a monkey wrench got thrown into the Indianapolis Colts thing because there's rumors out there that Andrew Luck is thinking about coming back. Now, I don't know how true those rumors are, but I'll tell you what, the management of the Indianapolis Colts did not dismiss them at all. They were asked point blank about that. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later and get into that and see how much you think about that. But the ownership did not dismiss those rumors at all that he's planning on coming back. So that's a huge monkey wrench out there because really that's his best option at this point is Indianapolis Colts. So if that goes off the table, now what? So if I'm the Eagles, if I'm Howie Roseman, I'm Jeff, and also too, getting into the Malcolm Jenkins part of it. Malcolm Jenkins entered the chat. He went on the Rich Eisen show a couple days ago and basically said that the reason why Carson's in the situation he is now is because management basically enabled him. They basically told him, they didn't help him by not being honest with him and holding him accountable, same way they held other players. So if I'm Jeffrey Lurie and Howie Roseman, I'm like, listen, man, you may not be happy the way Doug handled you, but we've done everything in our power to make you comfortable as possible. We've done it all for you. Nick Sirianni, we did that for you, bro. He's here for you. He's a Frank Reich guy. He's here for you. Brian Johnson, maybe not so much. But maybe I don't know why they did that, but Nick Sirianni was here for you. Nick Sirianni.
That hire, we're just gonna have to gloss over it because I don't know.
I don't know what that means. But another thing about Sirianni too is, he said his press conference also that I've spent so much time watching. No, I'm sorry. I think this was the radio interview after press conference. But he said I've spent so much time watching Carson Wentz film. Our offense, a lot of the aspects of our offense was designed from that 2017 season. So who better to have as your ally than Nick Sirianni? So, this comes down to two things for me. Number one, like I said, I'm not trading Carson Wentz. I think for the Eagles, it'd be stupid to trade him. It's just dumb. It doesn't make any sense to trade him right now. This isn't the same thing as Jared Goff, where Jared Goff is a useless piece. Like I said, he throws the ball over the place. Carson had a turnover problem, but Carson's highs, Carson's peak, Jared Goff didn't even sniff that peak. Wasn't even close to that peak. Jared Goff was someone that I've never personally believed in.
At no point in time was Jared Goff considered league MVP.
Right. No time. And not even in a conversation. Like, the Rams have always, to me, won in spite of Jared Goff, not because of him. And, like, even with those weapons that he has, Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods and all, if you get, I mean, he still, to me, didn't perform anywhere close to a level of a Pro Bowler, let alone, you know, an MVP. Like, he had one pretty good year, the Super Bowl year, I guess you'd call it a pretty good year. But anything, you know, it's nothing we haven't seen out of Kirk Cousins, you know? But, so, for me, that's number one. You're not going anywhere, bro. You're here. You're here. We're gonna figure this out. And if you don't beat Jalen Hurts in the quarterback competition, whose fault is that? It's yours. You're not good enough. You obviously don't have what it takes. That's it for you. I'm not, and like, the Eagles are at a point, like, the Eagles to me right now have all the leverage. And I don't think they understand they control this wholeheartedly. They control this wholeheartedly. They have all the control. He has no control at all. He's under contract. He just got benched for a rookie. They have all the cards. They need to start acting like they have the cards. Like, for me, I call him in the office. Listen, man, this is what it is. You're like, I would tell him, and maybe they've had these meetings behind closed doors. I don't think so, because they don't seem like Howie and Jeff don't seem this aggressive to me. But, like, if it's me, this is what I'm doing with my franchise. Am I wrong?
So there's a lot to unpack there.
Unpack it.
All right, I'll start at the beginning. Well, let me first address the Andrew Luck thing. That is not going to happen. I think that is just wishful thinking on the Colts management, which I don't necessarily fault them for doing, but that's not going to happen. Naeem Hines even came out and said, do you think Andrew Luck is going to retire? And said, absolutely, absolutely, absolutely not. And this is someone who still talks to Andrew Luck regularly. Said there is no way he's unretiring. Not at all. He retired, 2 seasons ago? He missed 2 years. So when he comes back, he'd be 32. Now, I'm not saying that he doesn't have it anymore, but, he's looking on he's on the wrong side of 30 with a severely, severely battered body. Not saying that you wouldn't want him. Like, I would take him. I'm not saying you don't want, but just you got to temper your expectations a little bit.
Play along a little bit, though. Hold on, play along for a second for that. So, if you're Andrew Luck, you've been home for 2 years. You are at a point now where, like, he really hasn't, like, he hasn't done really anything. He like disappeared, and a lot of that was because he was. You saw his press conference. He was in a bad headspace, and you've heard of this with athletes, where, like, when your off season is just firmly based around rehab. It's like I forget who said this, but someone talked about the idea of rehabbing. He's like, what you need is you need to be surrounded by your teammates at that time because you're in a low morale place. But what they do is they isolate you. Like, you work out by yourself, you train by yourself, you rehab by yourself. You barely even see your teammates. He's like, it should be reversed where you should see them more that time because you really need them then. So Andrew Luck went through like 2 to 3 seasons in a row where he was just rehabbing off of injuries. And he was a broken man at that press conference. But now he's been away for 2 years. You've been away for 2 years. It's not like I don't love the game. I love the game. The game didn't love me. The game didn't love my body. I love this game. I love playing football. I love that. But my body couldn't handle it, and the rehab was literally killing and crushing my soul. So now I feel okay.
Yeah, but you can't go into the situation banking that he's going to come back. You have to assume he's not.
I agree. Yeah, I'm not. Listen, this is just a rumor. This is not. But this is. I mean, this is the first time we've heard this rumor. It's an interesting time because we all know Phil Rivers just retired, so it really would be a perfect time for him to come back.
Yeah, I'm like I said, I'm dismissing that.
Okay.
As not anything.
On your next point.
Carson, you're absolutely right about bringing him into the offense, sending him down. I don't know anything about this dude running the offense, the new head coach, Sirianni. But like I had said earlier, if it comes down to a straight up competition,
Yeah.
and Wentz comes in ready to go, you can count on one hand the quarterbacks in the league that he would not beat.
Right.
So I'm not too worried about that.
Yeah, we
mean,
both are in agreement that there's no way if Carson's head's on right and he comes in ready to go, he loses the competition to Jalen Hurts. It's just not happening.
So I don't understand what the issue is.
But Jalen Hurts already has a leg up right now because you already have heard he's working out, he's training, he feels good.
Do you think that Wentz is not working out right now?
Yeah, but it's a different mindset. I'm not saying he's not. Of course he's training, but like, how are you? Like, you're not a movie guy. I want to use a movie analogy, but I probably never seen it. Rocky 3. Have you seen Rocky 3?
No, sir.
So Rocky 3. Everyone who knows the story is Rocky starts to get a little full of himself and fat on his own laurels. Excuse me. So Rocky is training to fight, and he's training, but it's not the type of training that he needs for that fight. He's fighting Mr. T. Mr. T. Clubber Lang is a hungry, up-and-coming fighter. Like, training like Rocky used to train. He's training in, like, these dark, dingy gyms with the water leaking. He's getting after it. That's how Jalen Hurts Clubber Lang right now. His mindset is, I have an opening to do something that I didn't think was possible my first couple years. I could be a starting quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. That's his mindset. What's Carson's mindset? Is he training and in between reps, he's looking at these articles? You know what I mean? Like, is his headspace, is he training like a beast? Like, this is all I'm focused on is getting my quarterback job back. Or is he thinking about, well, maybe I'll get traded in the offseason. Maybe I'll have to deal with this. Or, I'm training, but, I shouldn't have to compete for my job. How is he training? Where's his headspace as he's doing this stuff? Because mentally, if your mental is not where your physical is and they don't align, it doesn't match up. You could be training for something like fighting, for instance. Conor McGregor got his head knocked off. Why did he get his head knocked off? Because he's not good enough? No, it's because he said it himself, inactivity. I didn't take my training as serious as I should have. I haven't really been fighting a lot. Also, too, he's become this rich guy, and Dustin Poirier was hungry. He was hungry, and he knocked his head off because he was hungry.
I still think though that if Wentz wants it, he's going to get it, and I do maybe he's in seclusion right now because he's just training that way. He's like,
I hope
I'm not
so.
coming out.
I hope you're right.
I mean, he's a small town guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's never really been in the spotlight.
Right.
So this is just this could just be him.
Stay there.
Okay.
Stay there for a second. That's a great point. I don't think it's talked about enough. Do you think that all of this, being in the 4th largest market in the country, and you're from North Dakota State, 13 people in your town, do you think all of this is just too much for him? Do you think he just needs, he wasn't prepared to deal with, Philadelphia is a very intense town. We are intense, it's sports rivaled by maybe Boston and,
New York.
maybe New York. I don't even know if New York is as passionate of town as Philadelphia is. Win, lose, or draw, we care more than maybe, because we have the mentality of kind of like that small town like Green Bay, but amped up to 4 million because we're just so on everything. We are smart, we criticize, we were all encompassing when it comes to our sports with every team. And maybe he's just a guy that just can't handle this and can't handle this being, because every day, if he played in Indianapolis or Green Bay or one of those towns, are you seeing an article every day? Do we ever really hear things about Aaron Rodgers, a lot of stuff?
No.
You don't. And Aaron Rodgers is a weirdo. Can you imagine if Aaron Rodgers played here?
No.
All the stuff that would be out about him? As great as he is, we know if Aaron Rodgers played in this city, he would get crucified for some of the decisions he made. His press conference. Could you imagine if Aaron Rodgers went RELAX, relax, in this city? Could you imagine? Could you imagine the press conference he just did after that championship game where you lost at home and you're now 1-4? You're McNabb, basically. You're McNabb. You're 1-4 in championship games. Could you imagine the things he said at the end of that if he did that here?
No.
So
It would be great, though.
it would be amazing. But, like, think about it, though. Maybe he's a guy that just doesn't – and we just don't talk about this enough. That maybe he's just a guy that just doesn't – he just can't handle this.
I mean, we've mentioned it before. You know, we've talked about
Maybe
it
it
before.
just hit – maybe the way you said it there, it just hit different for me. But, like, it just hit different. Like, this could be overwhelming for some people, especially small-town people.
Like, we sit here and talk on the show and broadcast it all over the place, and it's available all over the place for people to listen to. The second that we get off the air, I am completely fine if I don't interact with anybody else.
Right.
Until we come back on the next day.
Right.
You know, I know for me, after, like, I wouldn't want to be hounded in the way that he is in the media. And I'm not from a small town.
Right.
And I wouldn't want to deal with it. So I can only imagine that he is just somewhere in the middle of nowhere, just by himself.
Like, this guy's from Dakota, and he's been like the past couple of days. I'm gonna say 3 times he was trending #1. Like, could you imagine? That'd be like, what did I do? What? Like, you're out hunting, like doing whatever he does in the off season.
Like, what
you see is like, what is happening?
Like, what if Howie's just told him, like, yo, just go away. Like, just be quiet and we'll handle it.
Right.
So I think a lot of people are
not doing a great job handling it, though. They're not doing a great job handling it.
There's a lot of things they're not good at, okay?
Right. And handling this situation is this has gotten away from them, to say the least.
Definitely.
I don't know, but
gotta go to a break real quick.
We're gonna go to a break, but like I said, I'm gonna put a bow on it real quick. Is that you can't trade Carson? Like,
no, I'm not trading him at all.
The Eagles have all leverage. There's no reason in the world you should trade him. He stays here.
I'm not trading either one of them.
I agree. And then next year with Jalen Hurts, if Carson does what he's supposed to do, you trade Jalen Hurts in the offseason next year and you get some nice value for him. All right, we're gonna take a break. When we come back, first of all, we're going to talk some beef jerky with our next guest because, we got to do that. We got to shout out the beef jerky outlet for hooking us up, and I think he needs to know about this also.
He needs in on it if he's not aware already.
We're going to talk some food felonies with J. Cole, and also, I made a little dinner.
Ooh, what'd you make?
I made a little dinner. I make dinner every night, but, like, this one was a little special.
A little different?
A little different. I tried something new. I want to get J. Cole's opinion.
I need to hear this. I will need to hear this.
Bradman in the morning. Marcus Brad. I'm Justin Emery. We'll be right back. Hi, I'm Marcus Brad. I'm here to talk to you today about Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality gourmet ice cream and sorbet. Made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available, Uncle Mike features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster. It's open all year round, serving you happiness one scoop at a time. Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy's has a plethora of pizza for your munching pleasure, specialty pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, taco, and plenty more. If it's sandwiches you're into, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options, but they are also available on Grubhub. Amy's is located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Call them at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000. Yeah, man. Welcome back. Brad Emery in the morning. Marques, Brad, I'm Justin Emery.
Yes, sir.
Now, normally we do this on Monday, but as you know, we had a nor'easter, big nor'easter talk, come through our
Snowed
area Monday and Tuesday. So it's gonna be Thursday. Food felonies.
Yes.
John Cole's on the line. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, fellas?
How's it going?
Good, man. Good. I got all the perps backed up this whole week from snow because, they just put, canned ravioli on pieces of bread and called it a sandwich.
I love it. So first
Follow
off,
me for more recipes. No.
so first out of the gate, I'm assuming I'm going out on a limb here, but I think I would make the safe assumption that you're a jerky guy, beef jerky.
Very much so, yeah.
Okay, so have you had beef jerky outlet in Langhorne?
You know what? I have not. I've been meaning to shoot over there, and somebody messaged me a while back about it, and I'd like one of the other food shows or something, and I hadn't gotten to it. And then, 2020 came and, everything closed up and locked down, and, I got to wear a scuba mask and all this other stuff. So, no, I have not gotten over there yet.
Bruh, I don't know if you were listening earlier, but, this jerky, it's like, by the analogy, it's like the Kansas City Chiefs offense. It's not if you're going to score, it's how you want to score. Do you want Travis Kelce down the middle? Do you want Ty Hill over top? What do you want to do? You want a bootleg? It's amazing. Even if it's not, even if you go through the flavors and one's not your favorite, it doesn't mean you're not going to like that flavor. That's how good it is.
That's almost like the fudge at Cabela's, man. I see the line there, and you think people are in there to buy, guns and tents. No, they're sitting at that little fudge thing. They'll eat, grape Kool-Aid, strawberry shortcake. They don't care. They just got to have it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about this.
That's good stuff, though, man. That's jerky for a long time. I did a lot of road trips. I'm not afraid to fly. I just don't like to fly. I don't like the sort of restriction, sitting in the seat. You got to do what the lady tells you. Here's your little peanuts. It's just not my thing. So I've been doing road trips back and forth, Florida spring break, for basically since I got my license till I got married. So I got 15 years back and forth on the road. Jerky was like a constant companion.
It's a great road snack.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Is a constant companion because there's only so many chips and cookies and crap like that you can eat. And then let's be honest, today it's a very different story. Early 90s, you're driving from Philly to Orlando. You got 4 safe bathrooms you can use and not get murdered.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, I got to plan this out. I see people getting the 96-ounce cup of coffee, and I'm thinking, you know what? You're going to be in the wilds of North Carolina and have to stop, and you're really going to regret that.
Right. Yeah.
But jerky is one of those things where it's kind of food. You know what I mean? You can chew on it like junk food, but it's kind of food.
Right.
The stuff they had available here way back then, not that great. You always had to try to go way out, to State College, PA, or upstate New York, to try to find a brand that wasn't just kind of salt-coated beef fat or something.
Right. And
just the last, I'm going to say 7-8 years, I'm super happy. I'm starting to see people doing a good job. Not all jerky should be like shoe leather. Now, if somebody likes it like that, that's totally cool, right?
Yeah.
But not all jerky should be that way. And once upon a time, it wasn't that way either. That just started, in the 70s when everything became prepackaged.
Yeah,
So
I cannot recommend it enough.
No, you know what? As I'm talking to you, I'm throwing it in my iPad real quick because I want to, now that people are getting vaccinated, and I think people have sort of learned how to deal with this now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I'm seeing a plastic shield in front of the cashier. You're not so much rolling the dice with the 21st century Black Plague if you go out.
Right.
Right. I went in there yesterday. Was masked up. They were masked up. They got plexiglass up on the cashier.
You're good to go.
And you were good to go.
I would tell people there's no reason to not go unless you're sick, man. If a person's sick, that's a different story.
Right.
But at first I was telling people to stay home. Last year, I was doing my own show, calling in, telling people, "Hey, look, man, stay home, buy gift cards or take out." This year, I'm telling people, "Hey, look, now that businesses have dialed into it, it sounds like this place is 100% on the money. Get over there. Be careful and be smart. Don't go in with 100 other people, but
Right.
Let's get back out to supporting these people so they don't disappear."
Absolutely. So listen, I learned something new about you this week. Something we have in common. We are birthday buddies.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we're birthday buddies. September 5th.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, man.
It's you, me, and Freddie Mercury. I love that.
Yes. How legendary is that? Name
Well,
more iconic
somebody
three.
always throws this thing up on Twitter. somebody throws this thing up on Twitter, like, who do you what famous person you share a birthday with? And my first thought to the person with 38 followers is, I'm not famous enough for you. but I looked it up one day, and Alexa had nothing. I'm like, Alexa, do I have like a famous person? No, nothing. So I actually went to Google and looked it up, and it's Freddie Mercury.
There you go.
And
I like
now
it.
you, of course.
I
So
like
Freddie
it.
gets dropped to number 2.
A top 5 frontman and a top 5 chef. I like it.
That I love that.
All right, so listen.
Oh man, so what are we doing about the? You know what else I was going to tell people real quick about Turkey?
Yeah,
Just want to throw this out there. They should be listening to us. If they don't, just throw your laptop out a window. It's your own fault.
Big jerky
But
talk.
if you're going to get jerky,
Yeah.
they have a ton of different flavors now. Stuff that wasn't available a long time ago.
Yeah.
Like 20, 25 years ago, you had regular and maybe teriyaki. Now people are doing all kinds of amazing stuff, like you were mentioning earlier with jerky.
Yeah.
Jerky works really well in dishes. People don't realize that. You're making a beef stew, and you really want it to have that flavor. And I know people are using beef cubes and canned stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. There's a better option, and the better option is almost always beef jerky.
Interesting.
Cut it up small. It starts in the pan with the vegetables, potatoes, onions, carrots, whatever you're cooking. Meat goes in. You stir it up. You just cook it nice and low and slow. The jerky sort of releases all that beef salty flavor. Be careful with the salt you put in if you use a jerky, but I've done it with turkey jerky and turkey stews and stuff like that. I've done it with beef. I did it with, I found, and I didn't know how this was going to work out, but I was trying to do a pork stew a couple of years ago based on a roast pork sandwich. I've had some successes and I've had some misses. I'd have to say this is probably a miss, but it still tasted really well. It tasted okay. But one of the things that helped was I added pork jerky.
Sounds delicious.
And it's sort of, it reinforces that flavor. And I would tell people jerky just isn't for chewing in the car anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong. I go to the movie theater. I'm still wearing my 90s cargo pants with the leg pockets so I can bring food in. I don't want people to think like, I'd be hacked or brainwashed or something. But there's other stuff you can do with jerky. If you've got a good hookup, like we just gave you today,
yeah.
Do a little research. Think about it a little bit. Instead of buying 1 or 2 bags, maybe 2-3 pounds, and you start messing around with it. It lasts for a while.
Well,
speaking of, you kind of it's bringing more flavor to the party.
Speaking of hits and misses, Justin and I want to play a little game. We're going to do this every once in a while. It's going to be called "What's for Dinner." So here's what we're going to do.
Okay.
We're going to throw out something we made for dinner, and you're going to tell us how we could have did it better. You ready?
Okay, sure. Go ahead.
All right, so we're going to start with me. All right, so last week I did a Mexican pasta. Okay? So what I did was I took the jumbo stuffed shells, all right, got them done. Then I made my taco meat, ground it up like you would do, normal tacos. Then I put that in there and mixed it together with sour cream. Got that all nice and lathered up. Then I threw in some your Mexican, your cheese, your normal taco cheese. Then I crumpled up some tortilla chips, threw it on top with a little bit of the taco seasoning on top of that, of the taco, like Taco Bell sauce, and mixed it all together.
Yeah.
What we got?
All right. What I'm hearing is I'm hearing 2 things. Some people know I was an associate producer of Tony Luke's Food Mashups, and we had this stuff all the time.
Yeah.
And you had to really listen for what the person wanted.
Yeah.
People would do these crazy things like Twinkies and hot dogs or whatever, and then you'd really have to figure out what they really wanted was something salty and sweet. What I'm hearing from you is that you want some kind of baked al forno dish, a comfort dish.
And by the way, not to cut you off, but real quick, I get made fun of my house all the time because my fiance always says you make like prison jail food. Like, I say this in the highest regard. Like, you take foods that people make in cells, you turn that into dishes at home. I was like,
hold on a second. Is this your former fiance Amber?
Yes.
Is this the ranch dip? Is this the pizza crust ranch dipper?
This is her.
You
yes.
don't have to listen. Do what I do with my wife. Just smile and nod, and then keep it moving. Don't. No. Amber's culinary credit is like at 0 and digging. I'm sorry, Amber, but it's true. You started with like, the next thing you're going to tell me is that pizza crust came from like a Hawaiian pizza.
No.
And I'm just, no.
No, we don't allow that in the house.
I was going to start sending you a link to download Tinder on your phone if that was the case. No. Holy Christ. No, but let me say this. I'm hearing that you want a comfort food dish.
Yes.
And I'm hearing that you dig the Mexican flavors, the cumin, the spiciness, the
like food
smokiness,
therapy.
which is typified of Mexican food here in this country, right?
Yes.
People don't realize we only get Mexican food from one region of Mexico. Super popular, kind of grew out of the Tex-Mex movement. Imagine if we lived in another country and we called it American food because we were eating, pizza. Well, no, that's just like one part of our cuisine, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
People aren't getting the full kick of it. But what would probably be a better option is stuffed shells are great. I love them, but they can be a pain to work with. I'm going to suggest you do a Mexican lasagna.
Okay.
It's going to be easier to build and easier to serve. And if you make this giant pan, you can cut it up and freeze it, wrap it correctly, freeze it, and you can have it again. So you've got 2 meals with one cook. That's kind of cooking smarter, not harder.
Right.
What I'm going to suggest you do is we all love pasta, right? Pasta is great. Pasta can be real finicky to work with.
Right.
What I would probably recommend you do is you can keep the pasta sheets if you want to. But rather than boil them in the pot, which is kind of a pain, I'm going to tell you to put them on a big, baking dish. Boil some water and pour the water into the baking dish. Right? This way, you only want these noodles par cooked, so they're easy to handle. People cook the life out of pasta, and then they're like, "Oh, it's falling apart." Well, no, now you made pastina, which is fine, but cook that pasta halfway, and then build a lasagna using the flavors that you just, because if you're building a lasagna, you're going to have your red sauce, your white sauce. It's the same situation here. You're going to cook off your ground beef. I'd also include you throw some crumbled chorizo in there to get that kind of flavor you want. Your onions, your garlic, your lime zest, squeeze a lime. And then you're going to mix that with your sour cream, which is fine. And this one's going to be a little bit of a, whoa, what are you doing? But rather than making your own cheese or any of this other kind of stuff, and that's another show. You can get yourself some plain yogurt, just plain yogurt. It can be Greek, the thicker stuff. That goes in the bowl with the sour cream, the meat, the cheese. You mix it up, and then you start layering it out one at a time.
Ooh.
And then when you get to the top, instead of, and it sounds like, you were talking about, you're using the sauces you want. I'm going to suggest you get yourself a nice jar of salsa. You don't want to make it yourself. And I get it. Not everybody's going to spend hours in the kitchen. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get yourself a decent quality jar of salsa. And that's going to sort of take the place of the tomatoes that would be in your lasagna.
Okay.
It's still technically tomatoes, but everything is seasoned differently.
Yeah, this is definitely way better than
followers. And then this way you can build this lasagna in a baking tray. You can do it in a bread tray. You can do them to your size and to order. You could get like those mini loaf pans, and you could build each person one if you wanted to.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's why you're probably going to use lasagna noodles, right?
Right.
Because they're easier to build and work with than the shells.
Yeah.
I'm listening to what you wanted, and you wanted pasta, and you wanted the Mexican flavorings, so you're still getting that, but just in a shape that's easier for you to work with.
Right.
This is one of these things where the first time you do it, it'll take you longer than you would normally do using the shells.
Right.
The second time you do it, and every time thereafter, it'll be less time. So you're just kind of investing a little bit of time in the beginning in a new technique. Once you get that technique down of using the par-cooked lasagna noodles, and then, keep in mind you're going to bake it off, so it's not like it's going to be crunchy. It's going to get cooked.
Right.
Right? So you're going to do that. And then at the very top and near the end, so it doesn't get soggy, you can crush up your tortilla chips. You know what I mean? You know how you take off the top of the – you're going to put it in the oven, lasagna, cover it with foil. It bakes off. About 15 minutes before it's done, most people take off the foil so you get that great crispy top, right?
Well, I'm going to tell you.
Do that.
I'm going to tell you right now, you might have just called an audible on dinner. You might have just went the line straight and kill, kill, kill. Kill, kill, kill. I might have to get in the headset tonight for dinner.
Oh, that's funny.
I mean, this works. These are things. One of the things I do is when I've done other shows in the past, people are like, "Oh, I see what Food Beast does, and some of these other tasty." And I'm not bagging on them, but let's be honest. The stuff they're showing you is, I call it like, the Philadelphia Zoo of TV. Yeah, sure, it's cool to go and see some giant white tiger, but you're not taking that to your house.
Right.
And that's the same thing with some of these things. You got the guy, you got like the boy model pouring like a whole pot of fondue cheese over a cheesesteak. Yeah, maybe that's fun to see, but you're going to do that at home? No.
Right.
I think what people are looking for more often than not is usable content, stuff that they can apply to make their dinner better, because maybe they're tired of just hitting, corner deli, turkey hoagie, eat, done.
Hold on. Did you say,
fall asleep to Sports Center?
Did you say you're going to pour Danny Bonaducci over cheesesteak? What was that? What did you just like? You're like giving us. We're gonna have to slow down for a second on that one. What are you pouring over cheesesteak?
That pot of cheese.
Okay.
You've got the Salt Bay guy. He does a Philly cheesesteak, right? And he makes – first of all, it's not, he calls it a Philly cheesesteak, so that's strike one. It's a cheesesteak.
Right.
Number two is he's using all kinds of weird cuts of meat. And I'm like, oxtail or – no. So now we're open too.
Yeah.
Now, on the streets of South Philly, just this guy's ponytail would bring him strike three. But you know what? I'm in South Jersey, so I'm going to we'll call that one a foul tip, right?
Okay.
Now he decides he's going to make some cheese sauce. Now, there's not that much difference between whiz and cheese sauce. However, everybody knows I still got to pick up a cheesesteak like a sandwich.
Yes.
This guy makes his cheese sauce to the saucepan, and he literally pours it over the entire cheesesteak. So there's no way to pick this thing up and not get cheese on your hands.
Right.
The steak gets soggy.
Right.
This guy's got like 5 million views for this thing. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm wondering how many of those 5 million people just clicked and moved along, and how many of those people are actually going to try to do that at home. My guess is, there's always somebody who decides, I'm going to be the new, and there's a mess and a fire department shaking their heads later. But for the most part, people aren't going to do that.
Yeah.
This food mashup, this swap out I gave you with the lasagna, this is stuff, you go over to Acme or ShopRite and get this stuff. You know what I mean?
Extremely practical.
You can. It's a basic technique, and I've done this. I've made buffalo chicken lasagna. I've made Thai shrimp lasagna, and it works.
The look on his face, the look on your face when he said that.
Listen,
is
we're
fantastic.
running out of time, but we're definitely going to get into buffalo chicken lasagna.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good, but we're definitely going to get into buffalo chicken lasagna because that, my entire head went to a 95-degree angle.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to respond. I'm so excited about the prospects of that. That's amazing. Wow, because this dish, what I love about what you're doing here is when you're talking about this dish, I'm not intimidated to make it. Like, everything you said are things that I'm capable of doing. So I love about what you just did here.
Well, that's one of the things that got Food Network over. There was a time when people didn't watch Food Network because it was James Beard Award chefs using terms and techniques nobody could relate to.
Right.
It wasn't until somebody in the front office said, hold on a second. What about the people who haven't been to culinary school? How are we going to teach them how to cook?
Right.
And that's when you got that very first show, How to Boil Water, and they realized, boom, the next thing you know, everybody's watching this show
Right.
because people need to know how to cook a chicken properly.
1,000%.
I mean, you've seen this person in the store. They're wandering through the aisles. They're looking at a chicken. They're looking at salmon fillet. They're looking at ribs. They want to cook it, but they know they're just throwing the money away because they don't know how.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to make it approachable. One of the things that we used to do on a show called Talking with Tony is just teach techniques. I don't care how you like your food. If you like Asian food, that's awesome. If you like Italian food, that's awesome. But to teach people a few basic techniques, like this lasagna swap out technique, you can then free up your imagination, and then do whatever you want to with it.
Right.
I mean, I've done some of these things that we've done with lasagna. Maybe some of them were too out of pocket, like we tried to do a cheesesteak lasagna. That's one of these things that sounds good at 3 a.m, and then 3 p.m, you're like, what are you thinking as you're scrubbing the pan?
Yeah. I agree.
But, you can take that lasagna idea and you can sort of really, make it your own so that when, Amber is like, what are you doing? You can tell her that, I'm cooking for, my next fiance. It's all practice.
The entire time that you were talking, he took like an entire page and a half of notes. So I expect.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to ramble on, man. The show
oh no,
ruined that.
No, you're good. No, I expect to see some.
This is making me better.
I expect to see some experimentations.
Oh, absolutely.
When I come in here tomorrow.
This will all be put to work
to do it. But before we get you out of here, people have been snowed in for the last 2 days, so I'm sure that you've seen some very foul things on the internet. So what have you got for us on the food felonies front?
I will try to find I'll try to find this tweet again, and I will link it to you so you'll see exactly what I'm talking about.
All right, perfect.
But this girl decides she's out of mayonnaise, and all she's got in the house is a can of tuna. And I get it, right? It's a can of tuna. It's maybe a government regulation away from being cat food. So there's not a lot that she can do with it, right? She's a leg up on Subway, which should absolutely be the food felony for the week. How are you going to sell tuna fish with no tuna? Now you're just giving me that weird roll and vegetables.
On cake rolls.
It's all bad.
It's almost like it really is. I remember being a kid in those sci-fi movies, people were eating like plankton, and I'm just like, that's what you're doing. You're a step away from giving us roaches on cinnamon rolls. Stop it. Just please stop. I understand there are parts of the country where Subway, people don't have any other option. Mm-hmm. Maybe the lower Midwest or way out in the middle of nowhere. This part of the country,
Utah.
if you have a Subway, you should probably lock your front doors. You know what I mean? So here's the deal. I'm watching this girl, and she takes the can of tuna, like the whole can of tuna. She doesn't even bother to toast what looks like a hot dog roll, right? And she decides that she's going to take the tuna fish right from the can. You can see it's still wet. Throws it on the hot dog roll, and the hot dog is disintegrating. And then she says, well, I don't have any mayonnaise. And there's a lot of swap outs. You could try Greek yogurt here. You could try.
Wait, hold on a second. Are you saying this is a hot dog roll and she put tuna on there, or a hot dog on the roll already and then threw the tuna on there?
No, just tuna.
Oh no, there's a hot dog on the roll already.
That's what I thought I heard. Clear. Yeah, that's what I thought I heard.
I'm sorry if I wasn't clear. My bad. No, she had like a hot dog, and it looked like an Oscar Mayer dog or something. And she decides she's going to. I'm trying to think of the exact term she used, which is why I'm going to try to find this and
what
link it
in the
later.
West Virginia?
She's trying to encrust the hot dog with canned tuna.
No.
To do a surf and turf dog. And I remember staring at my iPad.
What?
It popped up. I was waiting for something to come up. I opened Twitter real quick. Look, answer something. I look and I see, follow me for recipes. And that's going to be my takeaway from this show, for my tip. If someone asks you to follow them for more recipes, block them straight away. Don't even mess around, because it's going to be terrible. I put up a picture yesterday of some tuna that I seared up.
Yeah.
I didn't say much. I just said, here was the tuna. And I'm not saying this to pat myself on the back. I must have had like 30 DMs, people asking me where did I get the tuna, how did I do it, whatever. I didn't say follow me for recipes because I don't assume any superior sort of, posture. And I get people are saying it to be funny.
Right.
But here's the problem. It's not funny. There's nothing funny about taking a hot dog,
No, I'm disturbed.
wrapping canned tuna around it, and then throwing it in the microwave.
Like, what is a surf and turf dog? That doesn't even sound
You
appetizing.
don't need hot dogs are things that you just, there's some things
They
you just
stand
don't mess
alone.
with.
Yeah,
Just
they
leave
just
it hot-
stand alone.
Let a hot dog be a hot dog.
I mean, I've done hot dogs at different catering gigs and different food truck gigs where we put stuff on there that would work, Like we've put mac and cheese on a hot dog.
Right, but it's still a hot dog.
It's still a hot dog.
You still know what
it's
it
a
is.
decent hot dog cooked on the griddle
Right.
on a decent bun.
Right.
If you can get them like a Conchi potato roll or something.
Yeah.
If you call them, they will make their potato rolls as hot dogs for you if they don't have them. It's literally like an email. They're no problem. And we did the first time I saw that, the Mac Mart truck. They must have sold out of these things, and it's basically 2 hot dogs on a big roll with mac and cheese. It's delicious. Then people decide they have to go nuts, right? I saw the surf and turf dog. It had shrimp on it. I understand that there are street food places in Asia that they serve this every day to American tourists, and they love it. I don't necessarily want shrimp and tuna together on a roll.
No.
It's just not my thing. But at least I understand what you're shooting for.
Yeah.
When you're trying to take, let's be honest, a 99 cents a pound hot dog that you picked up in Walmart or something,
Right.
and that's bad enough. Now you're going to compound it by rolling it in cat food, throwing it on like a Wonder Bread roll, and microwaving the whole thing.
Yeah, it's just so bad. I don't even know where to begin. But
That's like a food felony at like a level.
Yeah.
I mean, pineapple on pizza is bad.
That's a
We've
life
talked
sentence.
about this before.
Oh yeah, that's a life sentence. Like that's death row.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and then she compounds it by putting it on the internet.
Yeah.
People eat weird stuff, middle of the night, middle of the day, whatever.
Absolutely.
I get that. But when you compound the issue, it would be like if I pushed someone in traffic and did it live on Instagram.
Right.
Watch me kill this person and go to jail. And that's exactly what this is to me in culinary terms.
Right.
So happy about it. If I find this little video, I will link one of you, and this way you guys can see what it is. I'll try to find it again. I remember seeing it, and I made the face, and I swiped off so fast without tagging it. And I just remember thinking, I know the snow is making people crazy,
Yeah.
but enough is enough. And then my next thought was, we got to talk about this on food felonies.
Absolutely.
Holy, I can't. And I get it, man. It's already a hot dog, okay? It doesn't need a lot.
Right.
You know what I mean? I see people put 9 ingredients on a hot dog.
I agree. Well, listen, man, you're in a short week this week. We're going to see you on Monday. But where can they find you?
You can find me on Twitter at J_Cole. My last name's Cohl. On Instagram, I'm at J Cole, and I'm J Cole on Facebook. And I'm usually you can find me talking about food, reblogging someone's thing, commenting on it, sometimes shooting on it. It's terrible.
I like it, man. Well, listen.
I like it. Talk to you on Monday.
talk to
Oh, you know what? Let me just
Yes.
second. Let me just throw this out super quick.
Yeah.
Sure.
Everybody knows, especially this year, the Super Bowl is going to creep up on people. The next thing you know, it's going to be Saturday night, and you're not going to have any food.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a slow cooker, you're good. Run to the Acme, buy yourself a chuck roast. Buy yourself a jar of pepperoncinis or cherry peppers.
The notebook's
Get
coming
home.
back out. The notebook's coming back out.
This is super simple, which is why I wanted to get this out there for people. You chop up, you cube up the meat, salt and pepper, open the jar, dump the entire jar in. Usually, these jars are about like 16, 18 ounces. So you're basically at 1 pound of peppers and liquid to 3 pounds of meat. Most stores, they cut your chuck roast at about 2.5 or 3 pounds, right? Fistful of salt, fistful of pepper, the pickling liquid too. Everything goes.
Okay.
Close the top, put it on low, go to sleep.
Set it and forget it.
Set it and forget it. By the time you wake up in the morning, you're going to see it's falling apart. You can do, French dip type sandwiches. You can just do pulled beef type sandwiches. It's easy. It's quick. And I think I had someone tell me they went on like a Saturday night to Acme. It was on sale. They got this whole thing, including a bag of rolls, for like $11.
I'm in.
Done. Done.
You know what I mean? I just wanted to. Well, we always give people these sort of more complicated things.
Yeah.
One year we did like the sandwich stadium, and I know people are like, "Come on, man, it's me and like one other person."
Right.
This works. It's great. You sit it when you're done. You cool it off. You sit it in the fridge. A day or two later, it's still good. You can use it on grilled cheese sandwiches.
Yeah. Well, thanks
and it's tasty. Thanks for having me, guys.
Yo, man,
Enjoy the game, and I'll talk to you on Monday.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
J. Cole blessing the show with food knowledge unlike any other. Very necessary. But we're gonna take a break. What do we got on the other side? We got is it time to get real yet? We got a little time.
I believe it's time to get real.
It's time to get real right away?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, well on the other side, sponsored by No Cap, it's time to get real with the realest podcast ever. Chad will be joining us. It's Brad and Emery in the morning. Marcus, Brad, I'm Justin Emery. We'll be right back. Welcome back, Brad Emery in the morning. Marcus, Brad, I'm Justin Emery.
Yo.
So I got something I want to run by you.
Talk to me.
So, Chrissy Teigen and John Legend.
Okay.
Couple that most people know. John Legend, R&B singer. Chrissy Teigen, more of a personality. She was she did Lip Sync Battle.
Yeah, like what is she famous for?
I mean, she's been in some stuff, but nothing big.
Like,
I think
she an actress? She's not a singer, right? Like, what is she?
No,
a model? I don't know. What is she?
I know her best from hosting Lip Sync Battle, but I know she's done other things.
Yeah, but like what? Like, let me put it like this.
Yeah.
What made her like famous enough to catch John Legend?
I have no idea.
Like, he catches eye. I mean,
she's
like,
beautiful.
that's what I mean. But I'm saying like where like he
met
like,
at a party probably.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, how did she? Like, what is her career path to lead her?
I have no idea.
I'm gonna look it up because I actually have no idea.
Yeah, but so listen, they went to a restaurant, and she told a story yesterday on Twitter. It caught my eye, and they were at a restaurant.
She's from Utah. I'm out already.
And the waiter they asked the waiter, hey, what do you recommend for wines? And the waiter was like, oh, we have this really nice Cabernet. You should try it. So they ordered a Cabernet, and they're drinking a bottle, having a conversation, eating their meal. And the food comes, right? I'm sorry, the bill comes. They get the bill. The bottle of Cabernet was $13,000.
I almost threw up.
So here's my question to you. I understand there's, John Legend, Christina, they're successful. They got money. But if you're the waiter, even though you know they probably have it, you don't know that's what they want to spend. If you're the waiter, do you think it's your obligation to say, hey, here's a bottle, and they say, yeah, we'll take it, just so you know, it's $13K. What do you think? Do you think the waiter needs to tell them how much the bottle costs?
Yeah.
I think so. I thought the first thing I said was like, I would be pissed. Like, listen, of course they have the money. That's not the question. But the question is, do I want to spend $13,000 on a bottle of wine? Now, they handle it very differently than I would have. They just paid it and kept it moving. I mean, I guess out of the risk of, people thinking they didn't have it. But, like, if it was me, I don't care. Even if I have it, now listen, if you say to me as a waiter, like, hey, just so you know, this is, $13K, I'm like, all right, yeah, bring it over anyway. Okay, cool. But I feel like the waiter owes an obligation to tell them how much the bottle of wine is.
Do you know where they were at?
Not sure.
So, like, what?
It has to be a high-end place, obviously.
Yeah, but it could be one of those places where, like, that's, like, when you go in there, you understand that's what you're paying. Like, I've walked into stores and then immediately turned around and walked out.
Because you just know.
Yeah, because I walked in, and I mean, like, you can see, like, the lowest price tag for, like there's this place in Vegas. Mm-hmm. The lowest bottle was $9,600. The lowest bottle was $9,600. So if you're
that's insane.
So if you're in a place, the highest I saw was 22, and that's just the highest that caught my eye.
Listen, the dinner probably was like over $1,000. But that's like, okay, I know I'm going to spend that, but do I really want a $13,000 bottle of wine?
I mean,
aren't you giving me the option?
Like I said, I feel like if you're going to a place like that,
yeah,
it should be like, what? How do they order it? Did you, like, what did they say to him? Just
she said, what do you suggest for wine? Like, give me a suggestion.
Right.
And he said he suggested this bottle of Cabernet, and that was just conversation. And it's just, here you go.
I mean, yeah, I feel. Without knowing the exact restaurant they were at,
yeah,
I feel like it should just almost be an assumed high-end cost, just because, just, like that's what you're going to for.
I got a funny story for you.
Personally, I would want to know.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, if you go to, like, I don't know, what's a top, like, you go to Del Fresco's.
Yeah.
You know
what you're getting into.
You know what you're spending when you go there.
Right.
So anytime you go to somewhere and the prices aren't on the menu, you're dropping money.
It's serious.
So, like, it should be implied. And I'm assuming they were probably somewhere in the hills in L.A.
Yeah.
Where they had to pay $250 just to park their car.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I would want to know, but I'm not pressed on it.
So I got.
Plus, not my money, so I don't care.
I got a story. So, this is about 15 years ago. I'm with a ex-girlfriend, and we were going out for the night, and we're meeting our friends at a bar, and the bar was connected to a restaurant. So we got there, like, I don't know why this happened or how it happened. We got there super early. We got there probably a good 2.5 hours for everyone else.
Why are you there?
I don't even know. I have no idea. I'm trying. I can't piece together why we were there so early. We're there early, and we both look at each other. I'm like, well, are you hungry? And she's like, yeah, I'm a little hungry. I'm like, well, let's get food, and then we'll come back over here a little bit later. So this place is split down the middle, but the restaurant part you can't see inside the restaurant part. Now, the bar area looks like a typical bar you would see, a nicer bar, a more upscale looking bar, but it wasn't anything that raised eyebrows. It was just a bar that you knew was like really nice.
Right.
It wasn't like a Big Heads. It was more like a
Big Heads.
It was more like a classier old city bar, like a I guess maybe a Plow in the Stars, the downstairs Plow in the Stars. It was definitely well done, put together, very trendy, blah, blah. But you can't see the restaurant. The doors are closed. So I'm wearing a Nike, like, jacket, track bigger jacket with jeans and stuff. I'm wearing that, and then she has on like just a nice outfit for going out, but nothing crazy. And we go to the host like, hey, can we go get a table for dinner? And she's like, sure. Opens the door. First of all, 2 people come and open the doors. We look in there. There's like these grand chandeliers. People are in shirts and ties and suits. And we're like,
where was this at?
This was in Dolestown.
Oh, okay.
We're like, we look at each other and we're like, right away, we're like, we don't belong here. But at that point, everyone turns and rubbernecks us and looks at us. So now we're like, well, we got to go in. We can't turn around. We got to go. We've committed. So they sit us down. The waiter comes over. He's dressed super nicely. He has the cloth, a whole thing. And we're like, I know right now we're in our overheads. We should not be here right now. Like, I've been to nice restaurants before. I wasn't prepared for this right now. Give us the menu. Open up the menu. We're talking like $65, $75 ribeyes, like $200 New York strips. And she brings the menu down slowly, so I just see her eyes. And she's like, I come to the side. I'm like, listen, we're doing this. And she's like, are you sure? I'm like, listen, people are looking at us. We are not standing up because if we stand up and leave, people are going to think that we don't have it. We may not have it, but we're going to have it tonight. And she's like, okay. The whole bill was like $450.
What did you get?
we did it all. I got like a nice steak, the sides. It was, and she got some wine. I had a drink. I'm like, we're doing it tonight. We're doing it. I was like, and it's obviously people are gonna think of us even more baller because we came here in our regular clothes. We didn't come in dress clothes. We regular clothes in it. We couldn't leave. I literally paid that bill out of spite. Out of spite. It was a spite bill. I couldn't get up and leave. I couldn't do it. Cause I didn't want people to think that I didn't have it, even though I didn't. I just did it. But that bill came out was sad.
That is something else. You are a better person than I am. I would not have. I would have just rolled out, and just not paid the bill. So, or not gotten the meal is what I'm saying. Like I wouldn't have gotten. It wouldn't have bothered me. Everybody turns around. Oh, and I belong here. Okay, yeah, peace. I walked in the wrong establishment anyway.
It was, but we were set up from failure from the beginning. Like the fact that, like, first of all, I feel like the hostess should have said,
"You guys aren't dressed right.
You guys aren't dressed for the occasion." And then once we opened the doors, they should have seen. We both looked at each other like, "What is happening?" And like the contrast from the bar.
Was it good?
Oh, it was delicious. It was delicious.
And what was the place called?
It was the old Freight House in Dolestown, the one by the train station. It's right by the train station, the R5 line in Dolestown.
Okay, yeah.
So this is now it's called like Train Stop or something. I don't know, but it's now just a full bar, and you can sit down
like
and
a brewery, right?
Yeah, but
I think I've actually been there.
You can sit down and eat now,
Yeah.
but I'm talking the old Freight House was a restaurant and then the bar, but the bar looked like like I said, a nice old city bar.
You ever been to KC Prime in Doylestown?
There's a KC Prime in Oh, yeah. The one right by the 611.
It's by the Porsche dealership.
I've been there for brunch.
Yeah, you need to go there.
I've been there for their brunch buffet. That hits different.
Yeah, you need to go there.
Yeah.
Brunch buffets are just you just told me last week you don't like brunch.
But I forgot about KC Prime. That was delicious. And it was like $20 and the food was just insane. It was really good. Listen, my life is inconsistent. I don't know what to tell you. So, have you heard about the Kansas City Chiefs barbershop scandal?
I don't know if scandal's the right word.
I like scandal. This is pretty scandalous.
I mean, I did hear it. I care less about it than I think you did. Like, here's how
it's just interesting. It's just interesting the world we live in now. And for those of you who haven't heard this story, so you got the Chiefs are getting haircuts, the barbers cutting their hair, and obviously the COVID test. The test comes back mid haircut.
Yeah,
and he tests positive for COVID. Literally in the middle of a haircut, they're like, "Yo, you gotta go out." Could you imagine?
No, the Guilfoyle, I think. What's his name? The player who was in he posted a picture though, of a Photoshop picture of himself though.
Yeah.
with his hair half cut and him half bald as like a joke as his like avatar picture. Kilgore, I believe his last name is.
What is his name?
I believe his last name is Kilgore, Kilgore.
Okay.
I believe that's his last name. Daniel Kilgore, yeah.
Gotcha. Yeah, that to me that was wild. I actually have along those lines. I have actually funny not pre, but the beginning of COVID story for you. So I have like haircuts are very important for especially like for me. I pick my barber like my doctors. Like I want you to be with me forever. So I've had this barber for like about 10 years. I'm gonna say about 10 years.
Who is it?
So
Or do you not want to divulge those details?
I know him from. I actually taught one of his kids, and I found out he cut hair, and I thought he's really good. Because for forever, I was driving down to the city to get my hair cut. I knew the guys that cut my hair. I was very comfortable with them. But like when I became like a dad and stuff like that, like I can't go down to the city every week. I can't do that anymore. I can't devote that time. So it was nice having someone like 5-10 minutes away, and he has his own stuff. Like so, like during COVID, there were times he was coming here and cut my hair here, and then he had a shop, and like I would go there a couple times, but whatever. So, one day in the beginning of COVID, I hit him up. I'm like, "Yo, I need to get a haircut," and like I don't hear from him. So I go to the shop where he's at, and they're like, "Yeah, he hasn't been here like in like 2 days." I'm like, "Okay." He finally texted me back with this message: "Yo, Mark, what's good? Had to take off this week. Had vicious fever. I'm just getting over it yesterday. Gonna give it a couple more days. Be back in action on Sunday." He said, "Sound good?" I was like, "No, does not sound good."
No, you got the virus.
I was like, "Bro, we are not at liberty in this post-COVID world to discuss fevers freely. Like, we don't talk about that anymore. Those are not conversations we have anymore. Like, we don't talk about fevers. We don't talk about coughs, sniffles, any of that stuff. Those are now off-limit conversations forever."
Yeah.
I was terrified. I didn't want to touch my phone after that. I put it down.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't want to FaceTime you. I don't want you around me. But I didn't get my haircut from him for like a month. I put him on a month probation.
I can't fault you.
I saw him. Listen, bro, we can't be talking about fevers freely like that. Like, we just can't do it. Like, listen, I don't know that you had the Rona, but I don't not know that you had the Rona.
Fact. Fact.
So, that was a very teachable moment. That we can't be out here discussing our fevers free.
Well, it's another
willy-nilly.
crazy early pandemic thing.
Yeah.
So, the world shut down basically on March 14th.
Yes.
Was the day.
Yeah.
I actually worked that day. March 14th.
Wow.
Yeah. It coincidentally was the last time I worked before on site anywhere.
Yeah.
Prior to this, it was like that Monday we woke up to we're shutting down for the foreseeable future, and I was like, well, I just worked 2 days ago, but it like everybody knows it was around here. Actually, well, let me tell you a 2-part story. First is you want to hear something really, really wild and really kind of creepy?
I like wild things.
Now, this might make the hair this isn't quite a twitty conspiracy theory, but this might make your hair stick up on the back of your neck.
Okay.
So, obviously, being on the West Coast, the 1:00 games start at 10:00 in the morning.
Right.
For the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a really hard time getting up and to the casinos and all that by 10 a.m.
Right.
So I would just do it on my phone. But the laws for online mobile betting in Nevada are archaic compared to the East Coast. It is a flawed system out there.
Right.
Terribly flawed. That's why other states are crushing them. Now, because before they were the only one, now everybody can do it, and their laws are outdated. They're old and they're outdated. They're not up to par with the technology of online betting. But across the street from my apartment was a CVS, and a CVS had a partnership with the one sports book that you could do deposits there rather than traveling all the way to the sports book. So it's like maybe like week 15 of the season, week 16 of the season. I'm in CVS. The woman in front of me is having a meltdown. Now, remember, this is what, week 15, 16, so what's that? Mid to late December?
Yeah.
She's having a meltdown that they only have 6 boxes of masks in stock. This is December 2019. Now,
What?
she's an Asian woman.
Okay.
With a very heavy accent, so I'm assuming she's not from America. Irate that the cashier is literally like, I only have she's like, I don't have any more to sell you. And
why did they even have masks then in December 19?
Well, I mean, they did.
Just sold them as
they were just. But she was trying to buy as many as they could. They only had 6, 8 boxes, whatever it was, and she's screaming. And I'm sitting there. I'm like,
what is? Yeah.
like, what is going on? Like, lady, it's 9 o'clock in the morning.
You're talking a full month before we even knew what this was here.
December 2000.
Yeah.
The regular season NFL.
Yeah.
Not even.
Right.
And now fast forward 14 months later.
Yeah.
I'm like, what did she know?
What did she know? She's like COVID Jack Bauer.
What? Until March, I was still running around like the casinos like it was no big deal.
Yeah. Listen, I'll be honest with you is that I was definitely late to the COVID game. I was late to the COVID party. I didn't really start.
I started
taking it seriously in March.
I started getting suspect about it in the beginning of March, maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks before, the whole shutdown. A week and a half, 2 weeks before that is when I was like, all right, I gotta pay attention to this.
No, for me, it was literally the week of is when I started. I actually was teaching I was working at this after school program, because I'm working on this movie project, but during that time, it was a lot of the paperwork and administrative end of it. So I wasn't prepared for it. I was just at home bored. So I started doing this after school program with kids, where I was going into schools and teaching them hockey, basketball, whatever. And I was also on Saturday mornings teaching a basketball class with my son and a bunch of other kids around his age, which was awesome. I was having so much fun doing all of this stuff because I love working with kids anyway, and teaching them sports is a perfect marriage for me. And that week, the week of when it all hit, I remember talking to the guy who owns the company that Thursday, and he was like, "What do you want to do about Saturday?" And I was like, I ain't gonna be there.
I ain't gonna be here. Yeah.
Because I've been watching all day and it was just ramping up, and I was like, yeah, we can't. I was like, because my son has asthma, and I was back then. It was like, yo, if you got asthma, it could be a dub. So I was like, well, we can't be around this. We gotta shut it down. And that's when I really was like, okay, we need to start taking this thing a little more seriously.
Yeah, I was like I said, maybe a week or two before then, very early March. But I started being it was a couple weeks before that for me.
Yeah.
Because that we were in the the throes of the Knights are making a push for the number 1 seed. You could have the Western Conference NHL playoffs come through Vegas.
Right.
So we were. I mean, I had 3-4 events to do per week. So 2 weeks, and I'm sitting there. I'm like, all right, I don't know what a coronavirus is.
Right.
But should I be worried about it?
Yeah.
And then I walked in. So I'm at work on the 14th. I get back I walk in the station to do everything, and there's this woman who she only worked weekends. I honestly don't remember what her name was right now, but she only worked weekends, and she saw me and she's like, "Can you please go into the other room?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?" She's like, "I'm trying to leave and I don't want to be in the same room as somebody else right now." So she literally waited till I walked out of the lobby area. She ran from whatever the room she was in out the front door.
What?
And that was actually the last interaction I had with an employee Then literally, that was a Saturday afternoon. Sunday, Sunday.
That was it.
Sunday. Monday, 6 a.m. email from corporate. We're closed till further notice. Everything is online.
Yeah, circling this is back to sports. It's like I was just sitting here thinking as you were saying all that stuff. I
was actively on air when the NBA shut down that Jazz game.
Yeah.
I was
insane.
I was actively in the studio when looking at it on my phone, being like, all right, I had my show notes.
Yeah.
I just threw them out the window.
I'm out.
I was like, I'm out.
Yeah. Circling us back to sports. It's amazing, like how now in this like COVID world, how like weird it is to look back and see like stadiums full, and think about that just 12 months ago, we had full stadiums. Like the last time the Eagles were in the playoffs, which was a little over a year ago, it was a 65,000 capacity stadium. And like what that looks like and what that looked like and felt like and how it's like, so like it's amazing how we adapt as human beings. Like how like I can turn on TV now and watch sports. I'm not even concerned or bothered by the fact that I don't see fans.
No.
It's now going to be weird when I do see fans again.
Well, also, I think it's like I'm not really, other than honestly basketball, and I mean, who doesn't love a summer night at Citizens Bank Park?
Facts only.
But really, I'm a much rather watch it on TV. So
I agree.
Like the NFL is a meant for TV product.
1,000%.
So the way that they shot it was I don't think they shot it any different this year than they did. Like
no.
I didn't even notice.
No, I agree.
NBA is a little different.
Yeah.
And I do enjoy attending NBA games.
Right. Because you can take, like, with NBA games, you can see more of the athleticism up close and personal.
Yeah.
Like, you are in awe at how great athletes are more than with NFL, where NFL is definitely more made for television. But NBA is interchangeable, where it's great on TV, but it's also
great
really
in
good.
person. Yeah.
But baseball, I feel like, is better in person.
Yeah, but, well, like, first off, there's no way I'm watching baseball on TV, no matter what.
It's hard.
I'm not. And going down to the ballpark is almost more of a social experience rather than going to attend the game itself.
I tell people this all the time. Back when the 07
yeah,
to
like
11
the run. Yeah.
Like it was, let's go to the Phillies game, then we'll go out.
There was a point in time when the Phillies game was the hottest ticket in town.
Yeah.
And it was a precursor to a night.
Yeah, it started your night off. Yep.
The Phillies had a big win.
Yep.
McFadden's at the ballpark.
Different. Oh, like it was. I mean, and you went there, like you got your boys together or whatever. You were dating someone. It didn't matter. That is a potential way to start your night.
Yes.
Especially like you're talking.
The game would be over by what 9:30, 10 o'clock.
And then you're out. And then you're out on hey, we want to go tonight. It was great. So it'll be interesting to get when fans are allowed back capacity, which is going to be a while. It'll be interesting when that happens. But when we come back, I'm going to need you to break down this Jared Dudley situation.
Oh, yeah.
And Paul George.
Yeah. And we got a Bremy to give away.
Yeah, we do.
We got
right.
Bremy to give away.
And
Bremy Thursday.
And hockey or no. Brown Memory in the morning. Marques Brown, Justin Emery. We'll be right back. Yeah, man. Welcome back, Brad Memory in the Morning. Marques, Brad, and Justin Emery. So, Jared Dudley out here writing bubble books?
Not quite yet.
No?
Not quite yet.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, this
Wait,
has
hold on
to
a second.
happen
Let me
first.
throw my jacket.
I gotta get my bow tie on.
Get the bow tie on.
This has to come first. Got a third nominee for the burger category.
Welcome to the Bremmys.
And you will get the chance to try this on our epic road trip. Yes. We have a Vegas contender.
A Vegas contender?
Yes. Barcode Burger Bar.
That's an epic name.
Okay.
Triple B?
Triple BBBC. Triple BC.
I like it.
Burger Bar? Barcode. No. Barcode Burger Bar.
BCBB.
Yeah. Their logo is like a little upside down. So I was reading,
I got
according to
you.
the logo. But anyway. Cannot recommend it enough. Now, Vegas has a lot of people that they can contend with. Not people. However, let me tell you about their Barcode Burger. Namesake
I want
burger.
to talk about it.
House onion jam with bacon aioli, pickled onions, bell peppers, arugula.
You had me at bacon aioli.
Bacon aioli. Indoor, outdoor, and a good plus for me personally, outdoor is dog friendly.
There you go.
So I got to, I brought him there, tied him up to a little table, got my burgers. Me and Reed plowed some burgers there when we were in Vegas.
I like it.
Solid contender and a worthy nominee of the first entry from the city of Vegas.
So I gotta ask you a question.
Yes.
Do you know the name of that place that has the burger challenge with a giant burger, like the size of a table? Like it's.
I did. I don't remember it, but I can look it up real quick.
I want to try that.
I'm down.
It's like the burger is like literally the size of a table.
The Viking Burger Challenge.
Yeah, there you go. I want to be a part of that.
Now this is not the. I'm not nominating this place. This not the other place I'm about to talk about.
Yeah.
There's a place called the Heart Attack Grill in Vegas too.
I've heard of this. Wait, I've heard of this place. I think.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Now I've never been there. I've walked past it. I've never eaten at it though. If you're 350 pounds or bigger, your food is free.
I've heard of this place. Yep.
And they wheel you around.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's like
they have a couple locations across the country, but I heard they still do the.
I don't know if they have a couple. I mean, there might be other places that do that, but I don't believe that this place is a chain.
They have like the cigarettes in like the old school.
I don't know.
Old school.
But like the waitresses are all dressed up as nurses.
Yeah.
And they like hit you with paddles, and I'm not getting. Nobody's hitting me with a paddle.
I don't need that.
Yeah. And they will verbally ridicule you if you do not finish your food.
I won't have anything to say with me.
Well, yeah, I'm plowing my food, but I'm saying if some like 110-pound person is trying to call me out because I didn't eat my 8-patty burger all the way, I want to see you sit here and eat this 8-pound patty burger.
I'm gonna eat I have no problem. We need to go. We're gonna have a lot of burger stops in Vegas.
Yeah, so I mean, we
might have burger day.
I mean, might as well just drop the news now, right?
Yours.
No, I can't take credit for it though. It was such a good idea. I mean, I will tell the people if you want.
Go ahead, let them know.
But I have to say that this was your idea, and it cannot be overlooked because this is a brilliant idea.
It's a team here.
Okay, so Eagles at Raiders.
Yes.
Next season, 2021.
Yes.
Brad and Memory in the morning does Vegas.
Road trip
style.
Driving across the country.
Yes.
We'll be making various stops across the country.
Yes.
Hopefully doing some live shows.
Yeah, we'll be stopping in Columbus, Ohio.
Correct.
We will be stopping in Kansas City, Missouri.
Yes.
We will be stopping in Denver, Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
On our final destination to Las Vegas.
Absolutely. Follow the bouncing heads. And we may have a special guest with us that'll bring up some old nostalgia.
Ooh. It's gonna be a good time.
It is.
It's gonna be a good time. We wanted to get this out early so people can prep for it.
If you want a caravan with us, follow us. Let's do it.
I've done the I-70 ride many times.
Yeah, this is my first time.
I got to tell you this, okay? We are going to be on the same road all the way from Pittsburgh to Salt Lake City.
What?
Okay.
Wow. Just one road.
Now, let me rephrase. I shouldn't say because we don't actually go through Salt Lake City, but you get what my point is. You take it all the way to I-15. I-15. I-15 goes from Los Angeles up through Salt Lake City up into Canada. So you literally take it to the western part of Utah. And now, granted, the way we go, we're not going to. Mm-hmm. But if you took it long enough, it would actually take you to Baltimore. Wow. It goes from Baltimore all the way to desolate Utah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to explore the world.
Well, I'm glad one of us is excited. Let's see how excited you are when you're seeing the tumbleweed of Kansas.
Well, I think we've broken it down enough where like we'll have time to prepare ourselves for the next leg of the trip.
Oh, well, here it's the way to go. Your first leg is going to be driving across like Pennsylvania, Ohio, Indiana, Illinois, all that. There's cities, there's towns, there's suburbs, all that kind of stuff.
Right.
Man, let me tell you, I kid you not. From Kansas City, Missouri to Denver, Colorado, there's not a lot of going on there, man. There is not a lot.
It's just road.
And we're talking about 600-700 miles.
Wow.
Of not a lot going on.
That's
then
track.
From Grand Junction, Colorado to St. George, Utah, there's also not a lot going on. If only one of us comes back from the trip, look for the other person in Utah, because that's where they probably got lost at. Like, quick story real quick before we get to Jared Dudley. We're driving back, me and Swoop are driving to Denver, and I had to go to the bathroom. Like, I had to go. So I pull over to the side of the road. Marcus, this is how desolate this road is, okay? It's like 3 p.m. in the afternoon. Okay, I pulled over to the side of the road. I get out, go to the bathroom. I'm like, I'm letting my dog out. I might as well let him out. He's been in the car for like 3-4 hours.
Yeah.
I let him out to go real quick. And I look up, and maybe like 200-300 yards out into just the nothing. Maybe about half a dozen, maybe 8 buffalo. Like way out, a couple hundred yards. But they just turn and kind of like look over like towards us. And then like one of them kind of stands up, and I'm like, man, we are so far like out here. Who would buy ranching land out here?
Right.
And then I look. There's no fence.
No.
So I was like, so I literally just stood. I was like, back in the car. He jumps back in the car,
right.
And we drove off. But this road is so desolate. The whole time that I was out there, both of us going to the bathroom, 3 in the afternoon.
Nobody.
No car either direction.
No, see, I can't be out. Like, you have to protect me here. I can't be outside in places like that.
Listen.
I need to be well protected, and we need to be very judicious about our stops.
Okay, here's what I got to say. If you were to put us next to each other, I should be the one saying to you, yo, I need you to protect me. But Jared Dudley.
Yeah. So
let me tell you about this bubble book, okay?
Bubble books.
So it's not really like you had mentioned earlier. Is he on the bubble snitch list? No, it's more along the lines of like, what did the Lakers do to bond in the bubble and push them over the top, like inside the locker room stories, pretty much. Not really snitching, like inside from the Lakers' perspective.
Okay.
But the line that's getting all the headlines is that Jared Dudley says that the Lakers players laughed and thought it was disrespectful that Paul George compared himself to AD and LeBron. And that the Lakers players use that as motivation, as Paul George, saying that. He said if Kawhi said that, fine. He's coming off defending a championship and he has 2 rings. Mm-hmm. If Patrick Beverley says that, that's fine. We don't care. That's just who he is. Like he just
talks.
That's just what he does. Like that's we expect that from him. He's like Paul George. He's like, who's Paul George?
You know what's crazy about that statement is that if this was 2014,
Oh,
it would have been a completely different conversation. But now, can you really argue with them?
It's
can
tough.
you really argue with them? I can't, because Paul George has his stock dropped. I mean, if you would have told me, like I said, back when you had prime Indiana Pacers,
now, real quick, hold on.
Paul George.
We got to say this real quick, because he is having a good year this year, though.
Yes.
We've got to preface all this in that he's having a good year this year.
Right.
Now, I just wanted to put that out there, because I think that he's on pace, that this could be his best career year. Personally,
right.
that's what I just wanted to put that out there. As I was saying, anybody that hears this, he is having a great year this year.
Right.
But his stock over the last 5 seasons
has dwindled. Yeah, he's not nearly the guy we all thought he was going to be on those prime. Because you remember, the Indiana Pacers of the mid-2010s were a really good basketball team.
Yeah, they had Paul George.
They were going to war with Miami Heat.
Yeah, they had Paul George, Granger.
Young Danny Granger.
Yeah,
Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert.
Yep. They were a really good team.
West.
David West
was there.
Mm-hmm. They were a really, really good basketball team, and it's just I don't know. He just never materialized. And then you had that weird situation in Oklahoma City where he goes there, he re-signs, then asks for a trade. It's been some weird stuff. And then the entire activity of Paul George in the bubble was sus. He couldn't get it together. He could not figure it out at all. And he lost. I believe personally that Montrezl Harrell is not an LA Clipper directly because of his relationship with Paul George. Why are you making these faces at me? What's happening?
I'll get to it. I'll get to it after the break.
But directly, because of Paul
Stop.
George, I believe he's not a Clipper.
Stop it. I don't
know where we're stopping.
I just discovered the burger challenge you were talking about.
Yeah, isn't it crazy?
It's 105 pounds.
Yeah, you need an army. This is not
It's $5,000 to do it.
No, it's not. $5,000?
Says the Clinton Station Diner allows teams of up to 10 people to tackle the burger. It stands at 11.5 inches tall, and if 10 people can eat 10 pounds of burger, they'll get the $5,000 that they paid to do the challenge. So basically, if you finish
you got $500 a head.
Yes, and if you finish it, it's nothing. I shouldn't say it's free.
I mean,
so I found this whole website that's got these food challenges on it, because I looked at ones that you could do with multiple people.
Right.
For example, here's one: 2 people to do 11-pound pizza. It's 30 inches across.
I'm out. I can't do that.
No,
that's too much dough. A burger challenge. I'm not scared of any burger challenge, but pizza's tough, man. Because pizza, all that dough and expanding in your stomach, it's just really hard to eat.
You ever have
a ton of pizza?
You've been down to South Street. You've had
Lorenzo's.
Yeah,
absolutely.
This guy, the guy I told you, Big Rob from the party the other day.
Yeah,
I've seen him eat a whole Lorenzo's in one sitting at Lorenzo's before.
That's absurd.
The whole 8 slices.
That's absurd.
Just to put into perspective how big this guy is.
I can do maybe 2 to 3 slices if I'm really hungry. But
I can do
whole
maybe
pie
2.
is insane. That's insanity. But anyway, we're gonna take a break. But Paul George needs to figure it out, and hopefully this year he is. But when we come back, it's just about that time for hockey or no.
Oh,
I'm expecting a better week out of you this week, man.
I don't know why.
The first 2 weeks has been hardcore struggle bus. Brad Murray in the morning, Marcus Brown, Justin Emery. Be right back. Hi, I'm Marcus Brown. I'm here to talk to you today about Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream. USA Today selected Uncle Mike's as the best ice cream parlor in Pennsylvania. Uncle Mike's is a family-owned and dedicated to the production of premium quality gourmet ice cream and sorbet. Made fresh daily on the premises using the highest quality ingredients available, Uncle Mike features over 30 unique delicious flavors offered in scoops, sundaes, shakes, and special order ice cream cakes and pies. Uncle Mike's homemade ice cream is located at 537 York Road in Warminster. It's open all year round, serving you happiness one scoop at a time. Hi, I'd like to talk to you guys today about my friends at Amy's Pizza. Amy's has a plethora of pizza for your munching pleasure, specialty pizzas such as Hawaiian, margarita, taco, and plenty more. If it's sandwiches you're into, they've got those too. Cheesesteaks, burgers, hoagies, even gyros. Amy's offers pickup and takeout options, but they are also available on Grubhub. Amy's is located at 332 York Road in the heart of Hatboro. Call them at 215-957-1000. Again, that's 215-957-1000. Yeah, man. Welcome back, Brown Memory in the Morning. Marques, Brown, Justin, Emery. During the break, we were just looking at the size of this burger. First of all, let's talk about the fact that this burger is 105 pounds.
It's like eating a tire, a
Yeah.
cheeseburger tire.
Yes. Let's talk about the fact that it's a $5,000 deposit to get this thing broken down. You got $500. Listen. Maybe I'm overconfident, but I think if I got 9 adequate people with me, that we can do it. I can carry the team. I can commit to 12 or 13 pounds.
Well, do you know? Have you ever heard of the Great American Challenge?
No.
Oh, so we used to do this in college all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And by all the time I mean like 5 times. But but it had to go, like, planning had to go into this.
Right.
So so you had 3-man teams.
Okay.
And it was the first team to complete it all. Not set amount of time, just the first team to complete it.
Mm-hmm.
You had to drink a case of beer.
Okay.
An eighth of some product.
Okay.
And the largest pizza we could find. Now, at Penn State, we had Canyon Pizza, which was like a 24-inch pizza.
You had to do this by yourself?
No, teams of 3.
Oh, right, teams of 3.
Teams
okay.
of 3.
Okay.
Okay. And it was the first team that could complete it all would just be.
How sad were you afterwards, though?
Well, so my team came in second place. You're
talking a 30-pack of beer? Are you doing cans or the bottles?
Cans.
So 30-pack.
30-pack.
So you got 10 beers.
But it depends on. So, like, obviously, we would do this on like a Friday night.
Yeah.
All the beer distributors in a college town sometimes it was a 24 rack if a 30 rack was not available.
Gotcha.
But so it averaged down to about 1.2 of the others per person.
Yeah.
10 beers and like 2.5 slices of pizza per person is what it broke down to. First team to complete that wins. Now I want to preface it by saying my team came in second. Oh, and here's what it is. If you threw up, only you're disqualified, not your team.
Ooh.
So one of our teammates, the guy who was supposed to be our juggernaut beer drinker, threw up.
No.
And we still came in second.
Look at you. Pick up slack.
I had 6 slices of pizza.
Good for you.
And
see, I need you on my team for this burger thing. We can make this happen.
But so yeah, that's the Great American Challenge.
I like it.
However, the guy that the team that won, I didn't know that we had put together a team of monsters.
Yeah.
Because
you had a big 3.
I mean, we had one guy ate their whole pizza.
Yeah.
One guy had 19 of their 30 beers, and the other guy basically did, the whole other thing for him.
Yeah.
It was something else.
Yeah, it's something to behold.
I mean, I believe they did it in like 61 minutes or something.
That's insane.
It was something else.
I'd be flying all over the place. But
yeah, man.
I know we gotta get into hockey
GAC.
now, but
Yeah.
I want to say this real quick. We need to take a second to acknowledge our center 2-1 and acknowledge
what?
our center.
Oh yeah,
2-1.
yeah.
Joel Embiid, ladies and gentlemen, is
MVP'd.
in scary hours. That's
Yeah.
where we're at. Another great win last night. Again, taking care of business, doing what you got to do, beating the team you're supposed to beat. Charlotte's still a pretty good team, but they're a team that may be a borderline playoff team, but still a team you should beat. And they took care of business, did that, did not waste any time getting it done. Embiid had 20 in the first half.
Yep.
Just absolutely unstoppable, amazing. We got to get Steph Curry going again. I'm not worried, but we got to get him going again.
Yeah, he hasn't been right since he came back, but
Yeah.
I mean,
and I understand that. I understand why, the ankle, also with the COVID. We need to get him going.
He needs to get it going.
Get him some shots tonight. They're playing the Trailblazers tonight, I believe at home. Yeah, they're definitely at home. They're playing the night Trailblazers tonight. Got a big one on Saturday. But tonight, let's get Steph some shots.
I agree.
Danny Green playing really well. It's been a nice surprise. Shake seems back. He was in a little bit of slump. He seems to be back to his old self.
I agree.
So listen. Number 1 seed.
I agree.
But listen, it's time.
Hit the music.
Hit the music. Welcome to one of my favorite segments.
Here we
Yes, it is hockey or no. Remember, I, Marcus Bradley, will be giving names. Some might be hockey players, some might be actors. Justin knows neither.
go. It's so true.
So now, we're at a crossroads. Is it hockey or is it no? Let's begin. First name, Riley Barber. Hockey or no?
No?
That is incorrect. He is hockey.
It sounded like a hockey name.
Then why'd you say hockey?
Because I thought I was trying to
Stop
thought you were-
overthinking.
I thought you were trying to switch me up over here.
Stop it. Hockey or no? Tyler Bertuzzi.
Oh, he's a hockey player.
You're right. He is a hockey player.
I recognize the last name.
Yes, hockey player. Good for you. 1 for 2. I like it. Hockey or no? David Carradine.
No, he's an actor.
Look at you. He is. Good job by you. David Carradine, some might remember from 2 things. Kung Fu, the series, or Kill Bill. He was the main guy at Kill Bill. He was Bill.
Yeah.
Next name, Michael Ironside.
I don't believe he's a hockey player, so no.
You would be correct. Look at you. Yo, don't stop now, but Justin Emery right now is 3 out of 4.
Whew.
He's at a 75% clip right now.
Three
Look
in a
at
row.
you.
Three in
Look
a
at
row.
you.
3 in a row.
All right. Next name, hockey or no? Darren Helm.
Let's see, Darren. No.
All good things must come to an end.
No, he's a hockey player.
He's hockey. Next name I got for you. Fred Ward.
Fred Ward?
Fred Ward. This is a tough one. Interchangeable.
Yeah.
This could go either way.
Yeah, I'm going to go no, he's not a hockey player.
So you're going no?
No.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Correct.
Love it. Isn't he the guy who played
I have no idea. I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know who
Okay.
he is.
I actually think he was in Harry Potter.
Okay. All right. Hockey or no? John Merrill.
Like the singer? No, that's John Mayer.
Yes.
John Merrill. I'm going to go that he is not a hockey player.
Incorrect.
Oh, okay.
He is hockey. All right, last name for all the marbles. Keith David.
Oh,
Another
man.
interchangeable name.
I know.
This could go either way.
I know.
This would be a great hockey name.
It
Also,
would
it could be a great actor name.
It would be great.
You don't know.
I'm gonna flip a coin.
Yeah, got to do it.
What was it? Keith David.
Keith David.
I'm gonna go that he is not a hockey player.
Is that your final answer?
Yes.
Correct.
Boom.
Look at you in and strong. Look, this is a good week for you. It's a
What
good
was-
week.
What was the final shakedown?
So you ended up with,
Was I plus? Was I plus?
you were plus money.
Woo!
4 and 3.
Woo!
Good job by you.
Woo!
I like it.
On fire.
Good job.
It's a problem for
So
everybody.
we're going to get ready to get out of here, but little preview for tomorrow. Heavy Super Bowl talk tomorrow.
Yes.
Heavy Super Bowl. I'm going to leave you with a question I will pose tomorrow.
And we got breakfast bars tomorrow.
Yes. But I'm going to leave you with a question I'm going to pose for tomorrow.
Okay.
Why do people hate Tom Brady? Save that for tomorrow. And
Gotcha.
we're going to talk a lot of Chiefs, a lot of Bucks. Big game on Sunday. Big game for the Sixers on Saturday night.
Yep.
We'll get into that also.
Yep. Might have some friends drop by the show tomorrow.
That's right. As Justin mentioned, Breakfast Bars returns tomorrow. You can find me at Marques B. Tweetin everywhere.
Only find me on Twitter at Justin Emery Show.
Follow the show, Brad and Memory Pod, everywhere. Until next time, you can be with us, you can be against us, but you're never going to stop us. Late.